Hi, I'm Milton Rendell and welcome to Real News Friday. Another big week in sales in West Australia, 1,058 according to the Real Estate Institute of West Australia, which is up about 10.4% on the previous week, so that's quite a climb. And obviously we've recovered from COVID in terms of real estate activity very quickly. In terms of stock that's out there, 7,849, that's down still 37% on what it was a year ago. So obviously we've had a big dip in stock. But we know that sales have been happening, which is fantastic. Rentals, it's 2,765 available out there in the marketplace currently. That's down about 2.6%, down about 48% in a year ago. So activity continues. Stock continues to be a challenge in some areas, not all areas, but some areas, and that also leads on to the conversation of where rents will go coming the end of March. Tenants, get ready. Your landlords are changing the way they're looking at the tenancies, as in what rent they're receiving. So I have heard some pretty large increases out there. I think that it's got to be a common sense approach. And I know some landlords probably won't love to hear that, but realistically, you've got to understand there are still areas out there that unemployment is higher than some areas, and also remember that COVID still has an impact on certain people's incomes. They may be paying their bills, but only just. So let's keep that in mind. When we hear about Subiaco, it's very different to Stratton, for example. So a different type of demographic and different type of employment and a lot less wages, etc. So people got to be careful. And I did hear one person the other day in South Guildford on a just a duplex half asked for $100 a week increase. I thought they were very clever in doing that. All they did was successfully lose a good tenant who moved down the road and ended up paying $50 more than what they currently were, and ended up with a bigger property. So don't be too clever. In other words, don't be a smart ass, I suppose. You've got to be careful. Anyway, without going on about that too much, there's got to be what they call fairness. So we've got to keep an eye on that. So, but having said that, rents had been suppressed for some time, and I can understand the eagerness of the owners to improve their return, but also got to keep in mind those who have had borrowings, they've been had quite a lot of relief as well because interest rates have gone down. So it's got to be fair on both sides of the fence. Things coming up for Real Estate Plus, we have our annual colouring in competition, our Easter competition. We'll be sending that out to all the schools. So to the kids out there, thank you for your support in the past. We've over the years had thousands and thousands of entries, and it's been great being involved in that, and we're going to continue that again this year, so that will be sent out to schools. So I look forward to seeing your efforts, kids. The Swan District Football Club, we've just renewed our sponsorship with them again. We've been doing that for what seems like forever. But what we will be doing, keep an eye on our Facebook page. We're running a small competition for the keen Swan District supporters. If you can show your support to Swannies and show us how keen you are, you could be in the draw or the chance to win a membership, a premium membership to the Swan District Football Club, or some double passes to a couple of the games during the year. So it's about probably about $400 worth of prizes there to involve the Swan District Footy Club. Also coming up, obviously, we've got the AFL and NFL on our doorstep starting soon. Real Estate Plus will be running its AFL competition, so just check that through our Facebook. And those who've been in the past, you will get notification about the competition, and also through Plus Loans. And there's our NRL. So both those competitions have been quite successful, and we've been running that for many years, probably over 15 years, so look forward to people participating again, and let's see who's the smarties and who can pick the winners every week. But adds a bit of excitement, and for those who've supported in the past, really appreciate it. But please, if you live in the area and love your footy, and get involved in our footy tipping competition. Overall, real estate, as we're seeing, still fairly hectic. And we're seeing a lot of more inquiry on various parts of real estate, and that being commercial as well, industrial. People are starting to now think about whether opening businesses or reopening businesses or relocating. So there's been some activity around that. We've also had a lot of activity through our home opens through the corridor. and including those for rentals as well. So overall, markets is still very healthy. Things are still happening. Interest rates are still low, and they look like they'll continue to be so for some time. So the current conditions, I think, in our marketplace will maintain. But as I have mentioned in the past, I think there may be some small adjustments come the end of March when the JobKeeper, etc., gets adjusted. I think there will be some businesses that will have a dramatic effect on, and that may flow through our marketplace and soften it slightly for a short period of time. Time will tell. In the meantime, if you want to know anything about what's happening at Real Estate Plus, just check out realestateplus.com.au. All the best, and look forward to speaking to you again next week.